Craig, it was pretty intense on the sideline. What was it like watching in the coach's box for that 80 minutes?
Yeah, it's pretty tense up there too, to be quite honest. But it was a strange sort of game. There's so many, I don't know, as soon as there was so many 50-50 things that happened in the game, and it seemed to go for a hell of a long time too. It was like an AFL game, at the time it took. So, it was a strange sort of game. But, I thought a couple of things we want to do was, start the second half pretty well, and a couple of sort of basic things that we think are important, for us to be playing well. I thought we did them, reasonably well. We probably didn't get off to the greatest start in that, the Broncos put a lot of pressure on us there the first, probably 15 minutes where they locked us down in our half. But I thought, at the end of the day, it's probably really helped us. We just knuckled down, and then that was the rhythm for our defence for the rest of the game. So, so I thought we'd done a real good job. Again, they're a good side. We all know that. They're leading the competition, and there's a reason for that. So, like I say, there's a couple of occasions it could have went either way, like the game or the momentum of the game. But as I said, for me it was a strange sort of game in that there were so many 50 things that happened that had or seemed to have an influence on the game at that moment. And then, like I say, it just seemed to go forever. So, but anyway, like I say, we're happy with the result. So, a couple of days off now, and boys can put their feet up.
Do you feel like, as 50-50 calls went the way and you get the win, but do you feel like no one could get into their rhythm because of all those crazy calls and stoppages?
Well, there was actually just early in the first half there was a period of play that went for about, I think, 7 or 8 minutes, without stop. So that's a long time in our game. But that was about the only one. Like everything else, there seemed to be stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. And I don't know whether who that favoured, whether it favoured us or it favoured them. Like I don't know. I think both the sides, like a game that keeps going. And but like I say, there was a whole heap of different things that happened that affected the momentum of the game.
Crazy things happened at the end. Corey Pakes gets that try. I mean, obviously it doesn't matter in the scheme of it, but then you don't get the one for Coates. It doesn't get looked at. That was just the nature of the game.
You said that, Lara, not me.
Yeah.
Like I say, come off Justin's head, and Xavier goes 100 metres, but we don't check upstairs. We just rule straight away. So, as I said, at the end of the day, that was one of the things that sort of happened. And as you say, the other try, I'm not quite sure. But anyway.
There was a hip drop and we saw a sin bin. Obviously it was on your player. Kevy's pretty cranky about it because he felt like that wasn't a hip drop tackle. I know your player played on and wasn't injured. How do you feel about those tackles at the moment, Craig, and how they're being officiated?
I think we're very inconsistent with it, and I think Patrick tonight was very unlucky to go to the sin bin. So I'm thinking along the lines that Kevy's thinking there. I thought it was a really tough decision to send him to the sin bin. But as I said, that was sort of the way the game went tonight.
Yeah.
What did you make of the penalty try?
I thought it was a little bit tough, again, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what I think. It's what the bunker thinks and what the referees think, and it's done now. So, like I say, we're just happy that we got a win.
What about Jerome? You mentioned yesterday that you're looking for a bit more creativity and for him to back himself. He seemed to answer that call.
He was outstanding tonight. I think it was probably one of his best games nearly ever. Probably not the best game ever, but one of his best games. He was outstanding tonight, and he really stepped up to the plate and much more intent in all his actions tonight. On both sides of the ball. I thought he was tremendous for us. I thought our captain done a terrific job with his defence and his urgency in defence as well. You know, like, they had a couple of really good forwards there in Payne and Patrick, and you know, with all due respect, you know, Flegler's probably going to play Origin too, so they got a really good forward pack there, and I thought, you know, Christian done a great job in leading our guys.
Christian, it seems like there was a bit of feeling out there tonight. Did it feel that way from your perspective as well?
I was come mostly from my old housemate Billy Walters, so it's the old unwritten rule: when you're losing, you don't chirp, you turn it down a bit. He was going the other way, so no, he's a great mate, Billy. Going to his wedding in Fiji in October, so there was nothing really in it. He's just a competitor, like the rest of their team, and a couple of big packs who are going at it tonight. And yeah, that's what we like in our footy: aggressive, combative forwards going at it. I thought it was pretty good tonight.
How's Nelson looking? Because he obviously did the ribs again, and then was it his ankle or knee, or what's the latest with him? One for either of you?
Me? Oh, actually, I'm not. I know he hurt his. I don't know whether it's a rib or a cartilage. I'm not quite sure what happened to his leg. So, but you know, we took him off there at the end. He was struggling. So, like I say, we'll have to see what the physio and the doctor says when they have a look and go from there.
Ray, on another night, Will Warbrick could have scored a hat-trick, but he's playing with real confidence at the moment. Scored the 2 tries and a lot of run meters.
Yeah, he, you know, it's taken him a while to find his groove. You know, obviously he come from the main game he was playing before this was, you know, the Sevens, you know, for the All Blacks. So it was a big change for him last year to learn the game, and you know, I suppose playing a bit more confined space than you do, you know, playing Sevens. So, but he's come on really well. He's a big, strong guy, and you know, he runs the ball hard. You know, he's still sort of learning a few nuances about the game, you know, the finer points, I suppose. But yeah, he's doing a great job for us at the moment. I think, you know, the guys all love that he's in the side with, you know, how he brings the ball out from our end, and you know, he can, when he gets an opportunity to score, he's nailing most of them. So yeah, no, he's going on really well for us.
Craig, do you do a bit of video review with Katoa about his finishing after or was he a bit unlucky when Ezra Mam caught him from behind there on that when he was going to score?
I'll give you a little tip, Roy. Score the try and then celebrate. That's all I'll say.
And on that note, we might.
Oh,
Thank you. All right, thanks guys. Thank you.
Congrats, Paul.